Yo, what is up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's episode of Iono and I Play, we're going to be playing Ethan's Ho-OEX and pairing it up with Raging Bolt. Since Raging Bolt does more damage for each energy you discard from your Pokemon in play, I'm curious to see if this way of playing Raging Bolt can actually be viable, so let's jump right in. Ethan's Ho-OEX has the ability Golden Flame that allows you to attach 2 basic Fire Energy cards from your hand to one of your benched Ethan's Pokemon, so you can attach 2 Fire Energy cards from your hand to Ethan's Ho-Oh at once, while still charging up your Raging Bolt with an attach for turn and Sada's Vitality. Raging Bolt of course has the Bellowing Thunder attack that does 70 damage for each basic energy discard from your Pokemon in play. So instead of 2 Mask Ogerpon, we're going to be using Ethan's Ho-OEX. The game plan for this deck is pretty simple. Against most decks you want to use Raging Bolt's Bellowing Thunder attack to just hit hard and take big one-hit KOs. The only time your game plan changes is when you're playing against slow evolving decks like Gardevoir, Dragapult, and Grimmsnarl. When they don't have any Shaman in play, you can use the Baby Bolt in the early game to take out your opponent's small threats before they can evolve. You can also use this strategy through Fezandipiti as well. And the only other game plan you really have to know about is Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon. Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon is basically an auto win against Charizard, and against other decks Cornerstone can also be good, like Enzorark. Alright, that's it for our game plan. Let's really get into the cards. So Raging Bolt is our main attacker, and Ho-Oh is the way we accelerate energy so we can deal more damage. Of course we also have Sada's Vitality and Crispin, but I'm talking about Pokemon here. Latias is the way we have free retreat cost with all our basic Pokemon in play, and since we only play basic Pokemon, all our Pokemon will have free retreat cost. Baby Bolt is also a great backup attacker to take out those small threats, as well as Fezandipiti. But Fezandipiti, of course, is also here for that Flip the Script ability that allows you to draw 3 cards if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. We're also playing the Baby Koraidon with that Unrelenting Onslaught attack that does 30 damage and 150 more if one of your ancient Pokemon used an attack as turn. Like I said, we have Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon to be a little disruptive and basically an auto win against Charizard, and we have 2 Squawkabilly EX for the early game since we don't have 2 Mask Ogerpon to draw extra cards. We're also playing Mew EX that can also act as a draw engine of sorts, and also has a pretty decent attack, Genome Hacking, that allows you to copy one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this one. Mostly you're going to use it for that restart ability though. And now for our trainers, we have 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Earthen Vessel to find those energy, 2 copies of Crispin. Crispin can also be very good with the Baby Bolt, with 3 Energy Retrievals, 1 Iono, 4 Professor Sada's Vitality. Professor Sada's Vitality, of course, lets you choose up to 2 of your ancient Pokemon in play and attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to each of them and then draw 3 cards. Then we have Cycling Road, which is a pretty interesting inclusion. It allows you to discard a card from your hand, and if you do, draw a card. This is an extra way to just get an energy in the discard, as well as have a little extra draw power. We're playing 2 Night Stretcher, 1 Counter Catcher, 1 Superior Energy Retrieval, 1 Jamming Tower to turn off your opponent's tool cards, Professor Turo Scenario since Maractus is pretty good right now, and a lot of decks are playing it. We're playing 4 Pokegear since, like I mentioned, we don't have Teal Mask, and we also don't have the Noctowl engine, so playing 4 Pokegear 3.0 is pretty good. And really important to find those supporter cards like Professor Sada's Vitality or Crispin. For Ace Spec we're playing Prime Catcher, of course. It allows you to switch out one of your opponent's bench Pokemon into the active spot, and if you do, switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. We're playing 4 Nest Balls, 1 Ancient Booster Energy Capsule to give our Raging Bolt a little extra HP, and 1 Boss's Orders. And then for our energy count, we are playing 3 Fighting Energy, 3 Lightning Energy, and 5 Fire Energy. Like I said, this deck was sent in by a viewer. I did change up a couple cards, but the build is mostly here. And if you want to see a card or deck reviewed in my next episode of Iono and I Play It, let me know down below what card or deck that might be, and maybe I'll check it out in my next episode. Before we get into our first match, if you want to join my Discord server to stay up to date on all my latest uploads, send in your decks, hang around with the community, as well as even maybe play some other formats of Pokemon. The link to my Discord will be in the description down below. Alright, and with that, let's get into our first match. Alright, it looks like we will be going second. We have a pretty decent, it's like very mediocre. We have a Mewex, we have a Cornerstone in hand. We have an Ultra Ball, so we can get a Raging Bolt, or I guess Squawkabilly. Probably a Squawkabilly. We're up against a Dragapult, so we probably want to get a Squawkabilly. Thin out the hand isn't really possible, so I don't think we are going to be able to draw with Mew. Best case scenario, I think we're gonna be able to draw 1 card. bench this, get a Pokemon, discard one other card. Yeah, maybe like 1 or 2 cards. So I don't think that's gonna be worth it. They're gonna bench a Dreepy. TCG Life is extremely laggy right now, so hopefully this fixes itself a little bit somewhere in the match. And Nest Ball here is pretty good though. Let's Nest Ball, let's get a Raging Bolt. And yeah, let's just get a Raging Bolt. Let's Ultra Ball and also get a Squawkabilly. Yes, let's get a Squawkabilly. Now we could thin out the hand here to draw a couple cards with Mew, which is probably worth it, so let's do it. Let's Earthen Vessel. Let's discard a fighting. Let's get a fighting energy since if we find Sada's Vitality, we do want a fighting energy in the discard pile. So we can actually Squawk and seize it away. Let's restart. That is unfortunate. It's always the time you draw 2 cards before Squawkabillying. Yeah, we can't play that, so I should have attached the lightning energy then. I just should have held it and just attached the fighting. But yeah, let's Squawk and seize. That is on me. Ooh, we do still find Sada's Vitality. We find an Earthen Vessel as well as an Ultra Ball. So we can actually find Ho-Oh here. We do have to discard basically everything in hand, but I think it's worth it. Taking a knockout on the Fez seems pretty good here. Let's do it. Let's get this guy out. Maybe I should Sada's Vitality first, since I don't really want to discard Pokegear. Let's Sada's Vitality. Let's attach an energy, a fighting energy, to a Raging Bolt. Draw 3 cards. We find another fighting energy, alright. Let's Earthen Vessel away an energy. There we go. Get 2 more fire energy. Let's Golden Flame and attach 2 energy to our Ho-Oh. Alright, and let's retreat into our Raging Bolt. And let's Bellowing Thunder. Let's discard 2 fire energy and a... yeah, the other one doesn't really matter. And a fighting energy. Dealing 210 damage and taking a knockout on the Fez. This is pretty good. We are in the price. We are pretty good on track. We've drawn 2 prize cards so far. Our opponent has a 3-card hand, so them having a whole lot in hand seems pretty unlikely. We also have Prime Catcher in hand, which is also pretty good, of course. We can Energy Retrieval, just get back a fighting energy as well as a fire energy. So we can definitely take a knockout on the Duskull. We could also try and establish the Baby Bolt. I don't know how good Baby Bolt is going to be right now, though. It might still be worth it, I'm not sure. Oh, they're gonna Iono us. We had a pretty good hand, that's unfortunate. Let's see what we draw into. We draw into a pretty bad hand. I mean, Pokegear could still find us Sada's Vitality, but if we don't draw anything good off of it, at least we can thin out the hand a little and then restart at least for 1. But this is not a great hand. They're gonna evolve into another Drag Cloak, so no Dragapult attack coming in this turn. That's probably the correct play on their part as well. I mean, swing into a Raging Bolt now, I don't know how good that would be. So they're just gonna pass. Alright, let's see what we draw for turn. We draw a Raging Bolt. I mean, I think it's just thin out the hand here and hope we get something off Pokegear, and if we don't, then restart. Maybe we should play Pokegear first. Probably should have played it beforehand, but let's play it. There is Sada's Vitality, so that is pretty good. I think we're gonna bench this Raging Bolt as well, since I don't see a reason. Not to. Let's attach this to Bolt. Let's restart for 1. Crispin might be good for next turn. Let's Sada's Vitality. Attach a fighting energy to Bolt, and doesn't really matter. We're gonna discard the energy on the bench Pokemon anyway. Draw 3 cards, an Iono, a Boss, Pokegear. Pretty good cards to get. And let's Bellowing Thunder. Let's discard the fire energy attached to the Raging Bolt on the bench. And let's take a knockout of the Duskull. Unfortunately, no two prizes this turn, but yeah, they didn't even have a 2-prizer in play, so this was the best we could do this turn. We're gonna draw. We're gonna get Raging Bolt, the Baby Bolt. Did not price check it, so I didn't even know it was priced actually, but yeah, it's fine anyway. I do think we're in a pretty good spot. They're promoting the Dreepy, which makes me think they don't have the Dragon Bolt this turn. And if they do, then I still think we're fine. We have the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule on the Bolt, which means the Dragon Bolt, even if they swing for 200, can't knock it out with Phantom Dive, with the damage counters. That's what I meant. So it's gonna be a little tougher for them to knock it out. Of course, they can still knock something else out, already put damage on the Bolt, but I don't know. I do feel like we're in a pretty good spot. They could Dusknoir, I guess. But playing Dusknoir or using Dusknoir here also doesn't seem that good, since there's a Dusclops. If they were to use Dusknoir and take a knockout on Bolt, then the only thing I would need is 5 energy. And I already have the Bolt in play. So I would need a Sada's Vitality and Energy and a Energy Retrieval, which is, I mean, it's not that hard to get, you know. The only thing I cut from the deck that I probably want to re-include is Palpad. Palpad is really good in Raging Bolt. I just thought if we're not playing Noctiles, why play Palpad? But yeah, Palpad is really good. So adding back a Palpad is definitely a good thing to do. I lost the word I was going to say. Well, it doesn't really matter. They're gonna recon Directive. They're gonna take a card, of course. Let's see. Yeah, I still don't think they're swinging this turn, which is, yeah, this is very good for us. If we find one more energy, there is a Night Stretcher, so we actually do find another energy. Are we just gonna take out the Fez? I kind of do want to take out the Fez. Then they're not able to use Dusknoir, so I'm just gonna play Night Stretcher. Let's get, doesn't matter, we're gonna discard it anyway. Let's get this. Sure, let's Golden Flame and attach it to Ho-Oh. Yeah, let's just take boss's orders, take out the Fez, stop their draw power from Fez, as well as stop them from being able to use Dusknoir to take a knockout on the Raging Bolt. Of course, they could still Iono us to 1. And then we don't have any energy in play, but at that point, I don't know. Oh, then they just concede. Alright, so they didn't really think it was possible at the end. Looks like we had a pretty good match for the deck. Really showed how fast this deck can swing, you know, with the Ho-Oh, of course. So pretty solid game 1. Let's move into our second game. So yeah, pretty solid game 1. Let's move into our first. So yeah, pretty solid game 1. Let's move to our second game. Alright, it looks like we are going first. We have a pretty decent hand. I would prefer if we had something like a Nest Ball to find the Baby Bolt or Fez. Yes, it looks like we are playing probably against Dragapult, Grimmsnarl, or Gardevoir. Let's bench the Raging Bolt. Let's attach an energy to Latias, since Bolt doesn't really need the fire energy, and let's just end our turn here. Our hand is pretty bad. We have a Crispin, so we can knock out the Monkey Dory next turn, but of course that isn't really what you want to do in this scenario. So yeah, really hoping we can get something good for our draw for turn next turn. We're gonna touch an energy. If they don't have anything, I mean, then we just win. That was an Ultra Ball. Okay. I'm guessing this is just Gardevoir then. What is this? Roaring Moon, Grass Energy. Oh, Chansey, but why the Grass Energy? Maybe the Rant? Guess the Rant. I'm guessing the Rant. Yeah, it has to be. Blissey. Alright, that's Crispin. I think we seriously have to take the KO on the Monkey Dory since we don't have anything, and then we can at least discard an energy that we can attach next turn with Sada's Vitality, and we can also draw a prize card, which is still a fresh card. So let's swing with Bellowing Thunder. Let's discard an energy attached to Latias as well as one to Raging Bolt, and here we go. Take a knockout. Yeah, let's take a prize card. Hoping for something like a Nest Ball, or maybe an Earthen Vessel is also just enough. Cycling Road is not really what I was looking for. Yeah, okay. They have a 4-card hand, and they just concede. Alright, they had a really bad hand. Let's go one more match and see how that one goes. We are going second. We have an okay hand. We have Ho-Oh with Fez. Maybe I should have definitely promoted Fez here. We're up against Joltik Box. I mean, Joltik Box overall, except for the Pikachu, is just like a pretty good matchup. So there's a Koraidon. I mean, I hope they just don't know that we're playing both and they just think we're playing with Cargo, since I mean we only have Ho-Oh in play. They get Pikachu and Iron Hands anyway. They're gonna go into Latias. Alright, gonna touch an energy. Yeah, our hand isn't that great. We have Pokegear. Something like a Nest Ball would be pretty nice now. Well, asking you shall receive. Nest Ball. Let's get... I mean, I have no Sada's Vitality in hand, so I might as well just get Squawk. Squawk is a 3 prize liability though. I think I'm still gonna go for it anyway. Put Fez down. Earthen Vessel, discard this. Get a fighting. Let's see. A lightning and a fire energy. Use the ability. Use Ho-Oh's ability. Oh wait, Ho-Oh's ability is only active on the bench. Well, I definitely should have started with Fez then. Let's Squawk and Seize and discard 3 energy cards. Okay, that wasn't part of the plan, but sure. Energy Retrieval, Sada's Vitality, but no ancient Pokemon. With Cornerstone. Cornerstone isn't that good here. I mean, it's also not that bad though. Guess I'm still gonna put it down. Let's just end our turn. Yeah, that is unfortunate. I definitely should have started with Fez. Didn't really realize that would make such a big difference. We're gonna play Crispin, probably charge up the Iron Hands. Yeah, we have a pretty bad hand as well, so hopefully we can get ourselves out of this. We're gonna attach one to Pikachu. Makes sense. There's another one. Probably just gonna retreat into Joltik now. There it is. Yeah. How do we win this? Or how do we even go from here? Where do we go from here? I guess Nest Ball or Ultra Ball, getting something like a Raging Bolt established is probably like the best play, but Night Stretcher isn't gonna cut it. They try to Energy Retrieval here just so I can charge up our Cornerstone. Yeah, that feels pretty bad. I should have probably gotten the fire energies only, but this, yeah. This is, well, let's just say not good or great. They're just gonna swing with Pikachu this turn, I assume. KO the Ho-Oh. There's Crispin. Yeah, this Ho-Oh is toast. Let's see it. Yup. There's an energy. Probably gonna attach that Psychic Energy as well. Yep. Crispin now also available next turn for the knockout. To be fair, if we promote Cornerstone, then they aren't able to knock out the Cornerstone just because of the ability. But still, this is a pretty bad position. It also doesn't hit for a weakness, because Demolish doesn't hit for a weakness, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So, we draw Counter Catcher. Does this make such a big difference? I'm not sure. We're gonna flip the script first, that's for sure. Prime Catcher, Nest Ball. Yeah, but this is what I meant. I should have left the Lightning Energy, because now I don't want to attach a Fire Energy onto my Raging Bolt. Let's attach a Fire Energy to Cornerstone. Guess I'm just gonna Demolish. Hold the hand. Demolish, and yeah, we'll see next turn. They probably have Boss's Orders to KO Squawkabilly or Fez. I'm guessing they're gonna just go after Squawk. Oh, there's Crispin. They're gonna Crispin. Then I'm guessing they have Prime Catcher, because Crispin here, the Pikachu's gonna do 0 damage. So, oh, they're gonna charge up Miraidon. Miraidon is also not going through Cornerstone. Maybe they're just gonna go in with an Arm Press. I'm wondering now what the best play would be. If they go into Iron Hands, should I Counter Catcher up the Pikachu, take a knockout, or should I just hit the Iron Hands back? I think I should Counter Catcher up the Pikachu, take a knockout, and then hopefully on the following turn smack back with a Raging Bolt. They're just gonna go into Joltik. Well, then we're definitely gonna Counter Catcher up the Pikachu. Yeah. They're just giving us an extra turn here. This is pretty good for us, actually. I think we might still able to... Yeah, we're definitely able to win this game now. We're in it. Let's Counter Catcher up the Pikachu. And I think I might Sada's Vitality the Fire Energy to a Raging Bolt now, since we can just attach the Lightning Energy as well. And we want to charge up and also get some energy in play, so that's gonna be fine. We also have a Night Stretcher, so once the Cornerstone eventually goes down, we can actually just get back the fighting energy, or at that point maybe we already found something like an Earthen Vessel. Let's play Sada's Vitality. Let's attach the the Fire Energy, I should say. There's an Earthen Vessel as well as 2 Energy Retrievals. That's also pretty good. I'm gonna hold the hand like it is, and let's just Demolish. Take a knockout on the Pikachu. That is very good for us. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they're gonna do now. I'm guessing they want to take a knockout on... I'm guessing they're gonna want to take a knockout on the Squawk. But we'll see. They promote Joltik. You're gonna touch an energy to Miraidon. They're gonna play Super Rod, alright. Probably shuffle back Pikachu as well, some energy, or just energy. Or just energy. I'm gonna flip the script, makes sense. Get some extra cards. Yeah, but I'm feeling pretty confident in this position now. We also have the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, which isn't doing a whole lot for us, but yeah, it's also just nice to have. They're gonna play Crispin. Maybe, yeah, but I don't know. They want to go in with Koraidon, but Koraidon has an ability, so it won't even be able to hit the Cornerstone. This turn, I mean, at this point, might as well. No, I think he's still gonna want to go in with Raging Bolt, because if we go in with Raging Bolt, then we can actually just finish the game. Not the next turn, but the turn after, because we have Prime Catcher as well. So, and they're just gonna pass. All right. Let's draw a card for turn. A Lightning Energy. That's fine. Let's Earthen Vessel away. Let's Earthen Vessel away Ultra Ball. No, let's away Jamming Tower. I don't think Jamming Tower is going to be necessary this match. Let's get a Fighting Energy as well as a... You know what? A Fire Energy. Now let's get another Fighting Energy. Sure, why not? Do this. Let's retreat into our Raging Bolt. And let's Bellowing Thunder. Let's discard 4 energies. Let's discard the Fighting, Fire. No, let's discard the Lightning. Yeah. And let's discard these 2. Next turn we can go attach Night Stretcher, Energy Retrieval, get Ho-Oh back, attach 2 with Ho-Oh, Ultra Ball for Latias, and then we just Prime Catcher up something, or we Prime Catcher and then Turo back. Oh, Latias was actually prized. Okay, now we have Latias in hand. So, Joltik Box usually just plays one form of disruption, like one copy of Iono, and that's not it. So, I'm guessing this should be GG then. If Prime Catcher, Bravery Charm, I don't know, maybe they play Maractus. Bravery Charm. They want to go after the Squawk. I mean, that's fine, then we just win the game. Yeah. Yeah, that's completely fine. Then we just have game in hand. Let's just get back the Ho-Oh. We Energy Retrieval. They're gonna flip the script. I'm guessing this should be game here. So the Ho-Oh coming in clutch in the end. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I do like, I do appreciate a new way to play Raging Bolt. The 2-mask Ogerpon way got kinda boring. Is it better than 2-mask Ogerpon? Probably not. Is it more fun? Well, in my opinion, it is definitely fun to make your own, to give a meta deck your own spin. So in my opinion, yes, let's touch an Energy to Bolt. I shouldn't have promoted it actually, but it doesn't matter anyway. Let's Energy Retrieval. Get back to Fire Energy. Let's Night Stretcher. Get back Ho-Oh. Let's bench Ho-Oh. Let's bench Latias. Let's use the Golden Flames ability. And let's just Bellowing Thunder and take out the Iron Hands and take our final 2 prize cards. Yeah, that was a from almost disaster to they misplayed and we actually won the game. I'm pretty sure because of that misplay. They gave us 1 extra turn and yeah, that really cost them. Well, make sure if you liked the video to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to be featured in my next episode of You Name It and I Played, let me know down below what card or deck you want to see reviewed, and maybe I'll check it out in a future video. And oh yeah, don't forget, if you want to join my Discord server, link to that will be down below. If you want to see a basic Pokemon that has 400 HP, click the video right here and I'll see you there.